Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, I'm going to showcase a little fun I had in Ancient Battlefield, trying to get through that stage 7, using people I'm already using, my Ice Blast heroes. So Ancient Battlefield is hard. I'm on Season 2, obviously, with these Ice Blast heroes, and it definitely feels a little harder. Alright, so Ancient Battlefield, Stage 7, with our Ice Blast people, which are not perfect, as it's always rough. It was always one of the harder dungeons, right? There's so many factors to consider, which I will talk about in this video clip. But before I get into that, I do want to mention that today's stream and this video is sponsored by Dragonheir Silent Gods, my favorite sponsorship I could ask for because it's a game I already love and already want to play. I just live stream more often now, that's all. And I make some videos from that, like this video today. So if you haven't already checked out Dragonheir, guys, be sure to use my link in the description or the pinned comment. It's available on Android, iOS, Steam, Epic Games, Mac, PC, all the things. And there are some promo codes that are currently working, so I will put those on the screen. They are subject to expire, of course, but use them while you can. And yeah, there's a lot of changes in Season 2. I'm really enjoying the push. It's been fun to use different characters. There's all new synergies like Ice Blast, there's all new damage types like Ice Blast, Burn, and Thunderbolt, which is really fun to add another style of DPS in the game. The actual elemental affinity matchups are different, lots of new challenges, brand new season, span new game. But for today's video, I'm going to show you a clip from my Twitch stream where I go through and showcase my run in Ancient Battlefield, and I describe all of the elements needed and who's in the team and why. There's definitely some legendaries, like you see my inspiration to Rose. She doesn't need to be there. She's actually making it messier than it needs to be. And the only reason her inspirations are on her is because she's just storing them for later, for when I'm ready to buy some artifacts. But to be fair, Rose does not need to be in that team. I think Sigrid would do a better job, or another synergy DPS that would go along with it. Like, I don't know, maybe Sadiq or another Ice Blast unit. And while I'm on the topic, we have Gareth in here. She is our queen bee of Vortex if you don't have Beldel. She's baby Bedell. I like to call her Beldel. She's not ideal for Ancient Battlefield, unfortunately, because she does put up a couple buffs. But I still got it to work. It still worked. We still smashed. We still had some fun. So I'm going to showcase what I'm working with. But this little lady here is definitely not queen of Ancient Battlefield. I would prefer to use someone who does not put up actual buffs on themselves as the main DPS. But hey, still fun showcase. I still wanted to talk through it and help people progress and show you guys what I'm working with. So I'm going to roll that footage now. Let's take a better look now that I got this sorted. I'm going to save this team for now. This is Ancient Battlefield 7 only. But we're using the same people from my Vortex run. The only difference is my gear has improved. I can probably make this better for Vortex today. So I might have to see how she goes if I change her a little bit. But maybe not. I lose too much crit rate when I change out this set, so we'll see. My Garthen actually has the option to get in a better gear set today, so it might affect this in the future. But I have Sheena in the back with 208 resistance, but that wasn't enough. I used a consumable that gave me 15 resistance more because the person in the back is who takes the stun. So the furthest away, the furthest enemy gets stunned. So if you just have one in the back, that one person has to have enough resistance to resist the stun. And that's kind of... I had to do that, unfortunately, and kind of kill her. I killed her damage, but I have her in the freaking hourglass because she was squishy elsewhere, and letting her just go as much as possible. So I think that's actually really helping in the end. She's just going as much as possible. Garthen, though, with her her buffs, we don't want buffs in Ancient Battlefield, so this is not ideal. I will have to change this team. I'll probably go back to my fancy Oster and Drist. Voresh is in here, of course, to remove the buff and prevent them from the boss, so that's his job, is just to do that. But we're on an 18-second rotation, which is a little harder. And I have Rose in here. Rose changes the rotation. She makes it a little bit different because of recharging speed penalty. And she also, to be fair, Rose is not ideal. I should take out Rose and put in Sigrid or something, because she also puts Enlightenment up on herself. Another buff. Which we don't want for the especially the higher stages where we're not gonna be able to survive. So Rose messing up the speeds is not ideal, because I can get the speeds I need, I think, with the Hourglass or with the Incense Burner for Voresh. So I don't really need Rose to slow down the boss to get the rotation. But I do have Garius in some really good gear. HP, defense. This set does work on Garius despite its description, and he is in a nice maxed out Gatekeeper, no shame. Gotta have that. I did use the defense aura, and again, we're about to run out of food, so I went ahead and used this for a little bit more resistance on my Sheena to not take the stun. But it's not an ideal team, but it's working. And it's definitely good to see that Ice Blast can hang in all of these dungeons. I mean, you kind of expected how good Ice Blast is in Vortex, right? That it would be really good in all these single target bosses too. We just gotta watch the buffs. So I think if I had the resources, I would try to pick a different Ice Blast epic instead of Garthen, just to be like, okay, let's just try it. Let's see if they can do the damage instead. But I don't have the resources now to just build people instantly, so that's a future thing, to experiment with more different synergies and try to push my Ancient Battlefield. But for right now, I think I'm happy with 7, right? Yeah, Bledin, I don't remember if he has buffs, though. I haven't looked at his kit since... Does Bledin have buffs? That's what I was actually thinking to do, but I don't remember if he puts buffs up himself. Because, no, he just has an automatic 20% crit rate in his kit, but it's not a buff. Yeah, but I don't think it's a buff. He gives himself an attack buff. Ah. Yes, you're right. He's another enabler. But the crit rate up is just in his kit. I don't think it's like... I don't think it's a buff like Garthen's is a buff. Garthen is better for Vortex than Bledin. Bledin is who you want to use for Vortex if you don't have Sheena, because he helps to give your allies ice crystals. But Garthen is a much better main DPS. I mean, just look at her right now. She's a baby Beldel. Yeah, I could just go for more Smash. To be fair, what I'll probably do is just take out Garthen and Sheena and put in my, like I said, put in my Frosty team again. To push the higher levels at least. But this works! It works! Stage 7, I like it. It's not perfect, but did I accidentally turn off someone's ultimate? Did I have someone's ultimate off? What did I just see? Because I'm like, it's not perfect, but wait, what did I just see? Oh no, I thought Garthen's ultimate was off. That was weird. I'm gonna let that run again. But Ice Blast versus Ancient Battlefield is okay. Just gotta watch those buffs. That's the hard part. Covering all the roles is hard. I definitely don't need Rose here, and if anything, maybe she's making it more complicated. It's one more buff to remove with the Enlightenment. And guys, for those of you just joining, I only have Rose with inspirations because I have extra inspirations for her. Dupes of her, and I'm saving them for specific artifacts in the future. So in the meantime, you can put inspirations on a hero and you can get them back. I know a lot of people have realized that you can't, like, they didn't realize, I should say, that you could get your inspirations back. You can't get an artifact back, or the dupes back from an artifact if you crunch somebody. But if you just throw inspirations on someone, you can reset them and get them back. So if you're not sure what you want, or if you're saving a dupe of a hero for your exclusives to have another one on hand, you can totally do that. Alright, I'm gonna let this one roll out. And I think what I'm gonna double check my timings are good. It works. So Voresh blocks right here, right now, right? Boom. Voresh is blocking the buffs that are gonna come up at the final ultimate, but he doesn't block for this one. But there's enough time in between where he's gonna remove the buff that gets put up for the increased attack. So that's kind of how this is timed right now. So instead of an 18-second rotation, I have Voresh on a 20 or 21-second rotation because of Rose and her recharge speed penalty. That's our little team, guys. That's our little team. Anyone that doesn't have buffs is ideal instead of Garethans. So whoever doesn't have buffs. I don't remember which ones do and do not have buffs now, but yeah. Not bad. I'm not going to build someone for that role now, though, until I get to the point where I can test and, like, quickly level up people easily farming, and I have, like, a ton of teams fleshed out, but it's too early. I still have so many other people to build. I have more teams to build. I can't afford to just build someone for the sake of content right now. I have to build what I'm building in general and just show you guys what I'm working with and have some fun with that. Yeah, Sadiq doesn't have buffs. He'd be okay. He's not going to give you the Garthan level damage, though. But he'd be okay. But yeah, I could probably take out... Rose and put in more damage in a different form. But I like it. I did save that. I'm going to save that team. We're going to... let me go back to the save presets. Make sure I saved it correctly with the gear, because sometimes I forget to save the updated gear. But it works. So we have, yep, okay, we have the gear is saved here. Although I really don't need that on her. But I think it helped in the end. The timings, the only one I have set is Voresh. That's it. I feel like that worked out pretty good, actually. I'll take it. You know what? I'm just going to run one more. All right. Ice Blast versus Ancient Battlefield. It's a work in progress. And if you haven't already, be sure to use my link in the description or the pinned comment to download now on Android, iOS, Mac, PC, Steam, and Epic Games.